I'm Nick here from Shipmates. Today we're looking at two types of boards, Fanatic board and the Gold Cross. Comparing the two, just looking at their uses, what comes in the pack and how to set them up. So first we've got the Fanatic board. It's a 10/8 board. It's a entry level board and this is more of a premium level product. So if we go through the bag and see what's in the bag, we can go from there. Cool, so starting off, we have a two-way pump. Now the point of this pump is that with the bung in, we can use it to get the pressure into the board. Usually these boards are running at about 12 to 15 PSI. Obviously if you're touring, you're going to want to put it all the way up to that 15 PSI. If we're just having a chill down the beach, then we might just put it up to 12. So we just get this nice and tight in and go from there. The good thing about the Fanatic, and something you don't always see on other pumps, is that it's quite easy to change. So obviously with the lever in one direction it's one way, in the other it's two way. Put that on the side. Cool. Go onto the board now. So this is the 10/8 Fanatic Pure. It's about 34 inches wide and obviously 10'8" in length. It's a quite reliable board, quite a good setup. Although you wouldn't want to, they can take quite a battering and can take quite a lot of abuse. Comes in the pack, comes with a coiled leash. Obviously coiled leash is a lot better than the single length leashes, mainly because they can obviously retain that length without getting in the way. Of all the leashes that I've seen in the market, the Fanatic leash actually is a lot better, mainly because of comfort, if I'm totally honest with you. Obviously, if you're touring for a long time and you've got that around your wrist, around your ankle for a long time, it can start to wear, and obviously this does not. Final thing in the pack is the paddle itself. Now these paddles are two-part. In this particular pack, it is just a alloy composite. It's just a reliable paddle. Adjustable, obviously. T-grip slides up, and leave it at that. Final thing to talk about, that I just want to have a quick talk about, is the actual bag itself. I've got friends that have backpacked around Bali. I've got friends that have done all sorts with these things and used Fanatic bags and other brands, and they found actually these packs are extremely comfortable and extremely great. The capacity of the bag, obviously, there's quite a lot of room for the board, as well as your own personal kit. Buoyancy aids, PDFs, food, spare clothes, dry robes. Yeah, great bag and great look. Final thing that I need to go over is the fin itself. Now this is the dorsal fin, the primary fin, and it slides in the truck, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Comes with the nut and bolt setup. That nut and bolt setup is what we use to secure the fin onto the bottom of the board. These things can take a little bit of a beating, however the track on the boards are quite delicate, so I'd recommend obviously jumping off boards before the opportunity to hit the waves or hit the rocks and hit the beach. In the event obviously it does bang, does crash, it will take a bit of a beating, but obviously you just have to be careful of that. So we're now going to go through setting up the board. My advice, first of all, when you open your pack, is to make sure that everything's there. You want to make sure your pump's there, your paddle's there, your leash is there, your fin's there. The last thing you want is to go down the beach and find that actually you haven't got everything. You're going to have to pack it all back up, and head off home and ruin your day. So we're going to get the paddle out, we're going to get the board out, we're going to make sure that it's all extended properly and make sure it all looks fine. You want to make sure that your bag retainer's there. You want to make sure that your central handle is nice and secure. Obviously when you open the pack it's going to be, but if we're getting out for a prolonged period of time, we need to just be making sure that everything's safe and everything's ready to go. So we're going to start pumping it up now, using the two-way just to get the first amount of the air into the board. This is about getting the volume in. It is quite a time-consuming job, but because of the one-way valve, you can take a break in it. The good thing I like about the Fanatic pumps are they've got this ergonomical hand rest on the top, so it makes it quite easy to apply the pressure to get the air in. A lot of the times you can get paddles and you can get pumps. It's just a stiff T-grip. And if you can imagine, if I've got 5, 6 boards that I need to pump up for a session, it can really take it out of you. When you're unplugging it, the sound you want to hear is that. So that's the sound of the valve closing. So it's all pumped up. You technically now could, if you chose to, go out on it like it is. So with a board like this, it's now about attaching the fin. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide it in along the track. Until we can see the bolt at the bottom. Now we could shift the tail all the way back. It doesn't really matter. And if you want to do that, you can just use the bolt to guide the nut underneath. You're gonna through the hole, through the bolt at the bottom, and you're gonna screw it up nice and tight. You want to do it hand tight. You don't want to absolutely crank the thing onto it. That's fine. Hand tight. You want to be able to get it off after. Have a feel to make sure it's nice and secure. My advice is if you're keeping your boards on the beach, keep it like this. Don't have it the other way around. Don't have that fin in the gravel, in the stones, in the sand. Keep it like this. Keep it nice and clean. Keep it nice and safe. The final thing you want to look at is the leash. Now obviously, as long as it's connected to the back, you can keep it connected like that, it's fine. And a good way to store it while you're sitting on the beach is to wrap the ankle strap just around that handle strap. Keep it like that, keep it nice and safe, ready for when you're on the water. And that's the board set up, ready to go out in the water. It's quite easy to set up. Once you've got that air in it, it's rigid, ready to go. Obviously, it does take a bit of effort getting that pump in, the air in, but that's the point of the two-way valve, the high capacity and the high pressure valve. Awesome.